Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of What Blackjack Dealers Think. Today is Monday, October 21st, I think. And I was kind of all over the place today out on the floor. I started out with 3 tables, I was relief. And then they moved me back to high limits for a little bit, and then back to relief on 3 other tables. So, kind of a busy day. Got to deal to a bunch of different people, meet all kinds of characters. Today I'm going to talk about the guy who's always saying GD and WTF. So, I'm sure if you guys have been to a casino, you've all encountered this guy. And he's the drunk guy at the table who's never happy. So, I only had to deal with him for 20 minutes at a time, but I had to deal with him for a total of 40 minutes today. And he's the guy that slows the game down, wants to play on your hand, and is never happy. So at our casino, we have pair square is what it's called, and it's a bet anywhere from $1 to $50. Any pair pays you 10 to 1, and a suited pair pays you 15 to 1. And this guy, no matter what, pointed out where the cards that he wanted were. And then, even if you gave him a blackjack, he'd be like, oh, GD, what the F, because he's just playing for the pairs. He's betting $5 on his pairs and $10 on his hand. And he's betting $5 on the pair next to him on both sides, so he's betting $25 a hand. You'd think he'd be losing fairly quickly, but he hit a couple pairs, you know. But every hand was a decision for him, and it was usually the wrong decision. Anytime he had anything between a 12 through a 16, he did not know what to do. He had to think long and hard about everything, and I just wanted to reach across the table and smack him in his stupid face. But I just sit there and stare at him like he's an idiot, because that's what he is. And generally does the wrong thing. He doesn't hit his 12s versus a 2 or a 3. Stays on his 16 versus a 10. Stays on his 15s versus a 10. Doesn't double his soft 18 against a 6. Doesn't double his soft hands against a 4 or 5. Just a all-around drunken idiot. The type of people the casino love. Because they know that eventually every single dime that guy brought into the casino is going to be dropped in a money box, and he's going to leave just drunk and angry. But he'll come back. Because he'll remember the one time that somebody told him that he should leave because he was too drunk, and he walked away with $20 more in his pocket than he came in there with. But no matter what anybody else at the table did, it was wrong. Whatever he did was right. So if you split your 4s against a 5 or 6, he called you an idiot because, you know, you don't split anything with 4s. 5s are face cards. None of the Fs get split, because that's the type of thing that losing blackjack players say. And not only was he playing like an idiot, he was blowing smoke on the table. As you could tell, the lady next to him was getting irritated. So I eventually did not allow him to play her pair anymore, simply because he doesn't tip and I don't care about him. And she was getting irritated with him. So I said, nope, you can only play on your pair no matter what. And he didn't like that. I was just hoping he would leave. He didn't. So, he was down a couple $100 when I left, so I was thankful for that. Because he's just a nuisance at my table. Generally, if people are tipping, the more hands that you get out per hour, the more tips you make, and with him slowing the table down, it was irritating. Now, when you encounter somebody like that at the table, as another player, you need to be an asshole back to him. And let him know that you hate him. And that you no longer want him at your table. I mean, unless you want him at the table, which I don't know why you would, because you're there to gamble. So you should probably want to get as many hands per hour in as you can, and you want less interruptions to the game as possible to see the most amount of hands. So you can either win faster or lose faster. Hopefully you win. Unless I hate you, then I hope you lose. But I also encountered the Asian man who's superstitious, and even if he's the only one at the table, he plays in different spots. Now, if you have a big Asian population by your casino, you've seen this, most definitely. And I don't understand it, but whatever. He was playing the paired squares, or he was not playing the paired squares, and there was a gentleman that came and sat down at the table and was playing the pairs. He was betting $5 to $10 on the pairs and $25 to $50 on his hand. And this Asian man didn't like that this guy came and sat down, so he jumped on the other side of him. First hand dealt him a pair of 8s, he split it, got a 3, double down, 21, got a 3, double down, 21. So he took a very profitable hand away from this other gentleman because he's inconsiderate, but that's his right. He can sit wherever he wants at the table. But I do not recommend doing that unless you would like to get yelled at. But Asians are superstitious, so you should come to expect that. I also had a guy that comes and he bets and he does the martingale system where he doubles his bet when he loses, but he does it weird because he doubles it when he wins too, and he usually wins, and he's a nice guy and he tips, so I like him. He ended up giving $200 to us, and he won $2,000. Just a nice guy, pleasant to have at the table. He's always happy. He doesn't care what other people do. He doesn't play by the book. He doesn't tell other people what to do, and if other people tell him what to do, he just ignores them and does what he wants because that's what you should do. So I know it's probably hard to hear because it's raining, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video a little bit short. But overall, it was a good day. Had your typical idiots. I did deal free bet blackjack, which I have not dealt in a very long time. But I don't even like that game, so I'm not going to go into that. Maybe if I'm at that table for a full day, I'll go into the idiots and play that. You know what? I am going to go into it a little bit. So, it's like the second hand I dealt on this table. I was only there for 20 minutes. And I give a guy a pair of 8s, so I give him a gold coin. I split his hands. It's a free split. And then I give him 9 on that hand, so he's got 17. And he hits that hand for some reason, and I said, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yes." And I gave him a 3. So now he's got 20. And then the next card I gave him on this other 8 was a 10. And I was like, "Why did you hit your 18?" He's like, "Because I'm trying to draw the cards out so that I can get another 8. And I'm like, "Well, how'd that work out for you?" Like, I just don't fucking understand it. Because if he would have stayed on his 18, the next card would have been a 3. He could have got another gold coin and double down. But I guess the key is to draw out as many cards as you can. I don't know if there's any mathematical statistic that says that you should play like an idiot. I doubt that there is, but that tends to happen on that game. When I was on break, I asked other dealers, and they said, "Yep, people do it all the time. They split their 6s, and they get a 7 on it versus 6, and they'll hit it just to hope to draw out another big card because they want to get another 4, 5, or 6, or 3, 4, 5, or 6 on their hand, and they think that if they draw the other cards out, I don't know, it's retard logic. Sorry if I offended you about the word retard, but that's actually a term that doctors call people is retarded, so probably shouldn't get offended by that. Anywho, drop a dislike down at the comments if you hated this video. Please give me a thumbs down. Don't just hate this video and do nothing about it. Please, if you hate it, give me a rude comment and give me a thumbs down. And if you smiled during this video, or you got a laugh, or you just are indifferent, give me a thumbs up. Give me a positive comment down below. Subscribe to my channel. There'll be a lot more bitching about you guys sucking at blackjack and other games to come. So have a great night. Or don't, whatever, I don't care. Have whatever kind of night you want to have.